Hey guys, Cavalito here, and today we're gonna go through a hand played by none other than LLinusLLove on Coin Poker. This hand was played at NL60k, so 300-600 blinds. Linus has ace-7 suited on the big blind. There's an open from the hijack, call from the small blind, and a call from the big blind. Flop is Jack-Jack-8 rainbow. In position is gonna c-bet. Small blind calls, Linus goes for the raise. In position calls, small blind folds. The turn brings the backdoor flush draw. Linus opts to check. In position checks back, and on the river, Linus gets there with the nut flush. He bets 25%, in position raises, and Linus goes all in for value with his nut flush, and in position makes the call with pocket jacks, flopping pots for $120,000 pot. So let's have a quick look at this hand on GTO strategy. So we'll start a new sim. We're gonna go for post-flop three-way, cash game, 100 big blinds deep, and we're gonna pick the positions. So it's gonna be a hand between the hijack, the small blind, and the big blind in a single raise pot. We're gonna run the sim. It's pretty fast. You can see that small blind has leads here. This is important because if you're playing against someone that never leads here, your in position c-betting strategy should be more careful. So small blind checks, big blind checks his entire range, and in position fires a small bet with a decent portion of his range. Small blind is gonna call. He's not gonna do a lot of raising with his continuing range because he's in the middle of the sandwich. So he wants to be protected when he calls and the big blind raises. So you can see that ace jack, king jack have some frequencies of calls, jack 10 and jack 9 are almost pure calling. And then the big blind goes for the raise. You can see here that the hand that Linus chose to raise, a7 with a backdoor, is just never raising. If we look at the EVs, raising a7 suited is actually losing a bit, but we are talking about one of the greatest players, so he probably has his exploitative reasons for doing so. So, I mean, there are some raises with the backdoor ace-9 suited, and also some hands like queen-10 suited, right, for the gut shot and backdoor flush draw. We have some raises with ace-queen and king-queen because they block the strongest jacks that both players can have, and also king-9 suited. So Linus goes for the raise. In position player is almost never back raising, even with his strong jack-x. So he calls, and the small blind folds his backdoor type of hands that flatted on the flop, but he still continues with most 8x or better, but 8x likes to continue by raising actually, and yeah, jack-x are continuing pure. So he folds when we go for the 4 of diamonds turn. So after we check raise the flop, we're gonna keep betting a lot from the big blind, and we actually have the ace-5 suited with the backdoor. It's gonna keep betting, right? Ace-9 suited with a backdoor sometimes bets, sometimes checks. This time Linus elected to check. We can't see a7 suited because it was removed from the range on flop. So Linus checks, in position checks back, and you can see that pocket jacks are mostly checking, but pocket 8s are betting, right? And we bet a lot of our jack-x. It's just that pocket jacks block so much of the big blind's range that can play for all of it that we like to slow play it a bit. So check, check. So the river is the quote-unquote harmless 3 of diamonds, and first thing we can see is that there's not much of b25 happening. The solver likes to use bigger sizings, but again, we're talking about Linus, so he probably had a very good reason to use the sizing in-game. Versus b25, in position has not a clear value raise with a lot of his range. I mean, ace jack is raising, but you can see that king jack and queen jack are calling. In position raises some jack 10, and then of course like jacks and 8s are just pure raising, right? And the sizing is not that big, so in position play this hand perfectly, right? I mean, jacks can do anything, right? But what happens is in position raise to 66, and then when we do have a flush on this node as the big blind, we just jam for value, which is what happened in game. And then in position is gonna call with ace jack or better, and then the flushes. So very interesting hand that developed into a $120,000 pot on Coin Poker. You guys let me know what you think about this kind of content, going through big pots that were played and going through the solver to see how they were played. I hope you guys like this content. You can like, comment, subscribe, give me your feedback, and we'll keep producing content in a way that you guys enjoy the most. See you guys on next time.